What's up, guys? So the first video we put out when we relaunched the channel was my full day of eating, or drinking would probably be more accurate. And it elicited the reaction that I thought it would cause, and then some. So wanted to make this video today to clear up a couple things that just kind of got like wildly ran with that were incorrect. And then B, kind of flush the diet out a little bit. We did the day of eating kind of as a shock and awe thing, so want to show you what goes into the rest of the day, besides the actual eating, i.e. the supplementation and everything that flushes the diet out a little bit. But first and foremost, the two things that I have to clear up. I'm not eating Rice Krispie treats, like the little squares that are delicious that like mom made homemade when we were little. No, we are eating crispy rice cereal. So what this is it is basically puffed rice. And for every 40 grams of carbs that you're getting from rice, there are 4 grams of added sugar. If you look at the ingredients panel on a box of name brand Rice Krispies, it is literally rice, sugar, and then less than 2% of salt and malt flavoring. So, and I was surprised when I read it because I thought there'd be preservatives, and there's literally not even preservatives. Other than that, it's just like the vitamin and mineral blend. So we're not eating Rice Krispie treats, we're eating puffed rice cereal, first and foremost. Second thing, my digestion. My digestion was absolutely terrible whenever I was consuming egg whites and eating a bunch of animal protein. As I eliminated animal protein meals down to 2 and then eliminated the egg whites entirely from my diet, my digestion approached what it is right now, and that is as close to perfect as it could be for what I consider, how much I'm eating. Right now we're eating 900 plus grams of carbs a day and 350 grams of protein every day. And have been doing so for the last 6 months now. So, for me to be able to say that, really and truly my digestion is way better now than it ever has been in the past, this far into running a huge surplus like that, take that for what it is. So those are the two big things I had to clarify, that I'm not eating Rice Krispie treats, and that, no, my digestion is not terrible. I know in the original video I said I'm still throwing up a couple times a week. Let me tell you why. I have a really bad gag reflex. My stomach gets really full, and sometimes I'll cough or basically gag and throw it up, and then we eat it again. It has nothing to do with my digestion, everything to do with actually just getting the food in there. So anyways, so flushing out the diet a little bit. One of the main complaints that I got in the comments of my video and a lot of the response videos that I saw was how absolutely void of micronutrients it was. I couldn't agree with you more if I didn't do what I do outside of my food. Outside of my food that I do every day, let me bust out my handy dandy Home Depot pill box, and I will be able to show you all this. Hopefully you'll be able to see in here, but the handy dandy pill box. So in here we have all of my vitamins, we have all of my organ supplements, we have all of my multi-minerals. At the end of the day, as long as I take everything in this box, I really do check my boxes in terms of organ health. I really do check my boxes in terms of micronutrients. And I forgot them at home, but as long as I'm taking my greens and reds powder every day, I really think I'm doing a better job of getting the phytonutrients and micronutrients you'd be getting from the vegetables and fruit my diet's missing too. The fruit and veggies everyday thing, while I couldn't agree more, they are healthy for you. The commonly eaten fruits and vegetables really do not contain that much micronutrients. They're largely water and sugar if we're talking about fruits, and then the vegetables pretty much the same thing. Unless you're eating like the dark leafy green vegetables and like the gnarly stuff that really is like high in some micronutrients, I really think you're better off getting your micronutrients from supplementation. If you like eating vegetables, if you eat them for satiety, any of those reasons, more power to you. Me personally, I am trying to minimize my food volume as much as possible while maximize my nutrition. So putting in something that takes a ton of space up, that doesn't really add much nutrition that I could get from pills and powder, I'm going to run that way. And I know people will say it's not the same. I encourage you to do your own research. I feel like it is. Something else to mention, a lot of people don't do their blood work regularly. I get my blood work done once every other month, so 6 times a year. All of my blood work, my micronutrients and my vitamins always come back in range. So, there's one thing to talk about it, there's another thing of, proof being in the pudding. There's my proof in the pudding for me personally. So outside of the health and multivitamins and multi-minerals, With those crispy shakes, 2 of the crispy shakes today, we're actually doing a tablespoon of Carlson's fish oil, and that's roughly 14 grams of fat, and it's very, very, very chock full of all of the healthy fats that we're looking for all the health benefits, not wasting it, with nutritionally void peanut butter or, saturated fats from the red meats or anything. I'm still getting some from my meat meal, but, I feel like there's much better sources of fat than the fats you get from animal proteins. Obviously fish oil comes from salmon. To get this amount of fish oil from salmon, I'd have to be eating it for multiple meals a day. So, yeah, once again, supplement what I'm trying to get after. The last one was I had a lot of interest about the Bobo's bars, both good and bad. I used to blend whole oats a lot, and these bars have kind of replaced the whole oats meal because it's got the added fats and stuff that I'm looking for that I have to put them in there. So let me read you an ingredients label just so y'all can hear how processed and terrible these Bobo's bars are. Whole grain rolled oats, brown rice syrup, coconut oil, cane sugar, raisins, vegetable glycerin, xanthan gum, sea salt, cinnamon, and vitamin E. And they're all organic and non-GMO and everything else. So take that for what you will. At the end of the day, the biggest thing with what I do and how I eat, it needs to be looked at through the lens of context. This is not how I was eating when I weighed 220 pounds. This is not how I was eating when I weighed 240 pounds. This is how I'm eating when I weigh 280 pounds and lean and gunning for an Olympia where I need to add some size. I don't think it is the best way to consume your calories. I do think it is the best way for me to consume my calories right now with everything that's given. Almost forgot. Last one, and this is one that no one really talked about and that I really didn't talk about in the first video, but it is probably one of the bigger takeaways from how I eat. And that is total food volume and the fact that, me in particular, I have to maintain my waistline. This off season was the longest off season I've ever had since I started bodybuilding. There'll be 13 months in between shows. And if I spent 9 of those 13 months, distended, even worse than I already am every single day from eating whole food, I really do believe it would contribute to blowing my waistline out. Just kind of illustrating the difference. If we were gonna do a whole food meal versus that Crispies shake, the Crispies shake is 130 grams of Rice Krispies and 66 grams of whey protein. So roughly 200 grams worth of stuff. Put water in there, the whole shake fits in a 32 ounce, blender cup. If we did a whole food meal, we're at 350 grams of rice, we're at 200 grams of protein, so we're at 550 grams of just stuff. We're already double the volume, weight-wise, that we are the Crispy shake. When we add in, a little bit of sauce, the vegetables that all y'all are after, and then the amount of water it takes me to get the food down, it's literally probably triple or quadruple the volume that I am getting from that Crispy shake. Now, multiply that across the 4 meals that I'm drinking. If I was doing the whole food, I think it would make a huge difference. So, that's conjecture or anecdotal, but I believe it's made a difference for me, and I'm one of the few guys in open that has a truly tight waist still. So, like I said one time before, proof's in the pudding. So, anyways, I'm going to leave you all with that. Hopefully this cleared up some stuff. This is pretty much where I'm going to leave it at. I'm sure there'll be more response videos to this, but at this point I've, said all that I have to say about it and really feel like I've, fleshed out the why. That's something that I'll always give y'all, whether it be training stuff or nutrition stuff, is I'm not just going to be, oh, you have to do this because people have been doing it for the last 15 years. I'm going to, tell you this is what I do and this is why I do it. And, you can take that for what you want. At the end of the day, it's what works best for you. But anyways, about to go bang out arms, and we'll see y'all next time.